Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, join our guy Scotty G coming up tomorrow at RGS Exteriors from noon to 3, 4235 Farm Road in West Jordan. Real quick, Huge Shasta Trailer says, we're talking about my Broadway hit about Bob Costas. Says, it does have that Broadway vibe to it, Jake. Is that you singing? No, it is not.
Jake doesn't sing.
I do not sing.
He writes. He doesn't sing.
That's my buddy Dale. Colton says, I think, well, let's see here. What did he said that the band has some range with many different genres. And yes, that is what I pride myself on. Very creative. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Joining us now, speaking of TV people, world famous TV people.
Multi-talented.
You see him on K-Jazz, Jazz Plus. He's our buddy Mike Smith. What's going on, Mike?
Almost famous. How about that?
It's a great movie. Maybe I'll write. I wrote a musical about Bob Costas, Mike. Maybe I'll write a Mike Smith musical.
That's a good idea.
Funny note, my 18-year-old boy stays up at night writing a musical. Crazy kid. He was writing all the music parts, all the lyrics, all the parts. He's a talented boy. Anyway.
Speaking of talented, the Utah Jazz acquired Jaren Jackson Jr. yesterday. Mike, when you first saw the news, what are your thoughts now that you've had almost 24 hours to digest it? What are you looking at?
I was pretty excited because it validated a lot of my thoughts and a lot of things I had hoped for and a lot of things I'd been saying to people. Like, people were on me a little bit, not on me for anything I did, but like just upset with the direction of the team. And I said, I don't know if you can all see it, but I can see it. And they were like, what do you mean? I go, well, we're like 2 defenders away and a good draft pick this summer from being top 4 team in the West next year. And they're like, what? I go, yeah. And that's, in the last 3-4 weeks when, they haven't been winning. They were on a 6-game losing streak before last night. And I'm telling you what, when I saw the news, it was just like, oh my gosh, they did it. So it pays to be patient and it pays to accumulate assets. So when a team gets desperate, you can rescue them. And at the same time, build your own team in a hurry. So I think it's a fantastic move. Like Jaren Jackson, he's a 2-time All-Star and a Defensive Player of the Year, and he's maybe not the shot blocker he was 4 or 5 years ago when he blocked 3 a game, but that could be motivation. That could be everything that's going on in Memphis. That could be a lot of things. But he's 26. And the best part about him is not only can he shoot and spread the floor, but he's super versatile. So it just gives the Jazz so much versatility, so much better rim protection. You can envision big lineups next year with Lowry and Walker and him on the floor at the same time, and a 6'8" Ace Bailey at the 2. Like, that's scary length. You can also envision smaller lineups, right? Play him at the 5 and Lowry at the 4, and all of a sudden you can switch everything. So it's kind of cool, like defensive versatility, offensive versatility, floor spreading. Like, I see him out there spreading the floor when Walker might not be and then that's room for Ace and Keontae and Lowry to drive. So they hit a home run, in my opinion, like out of the park.
We talked about this a little bit last night on the pregame show, but want you to expand on it. You don't think, and I agree with you, but you don't think there's overlap, that there's a natural fit for him on this team where he doesn't really take a bite out of anybody?
That's just another benefit, right? Sometimes you would pull the trigger on a great trade because a guy's so talented. In this case, he doesn't join your team and become your best player. Like, he's a really, really good player. I think Keontae's ceiling is higher. Ace's ceiling is higher. I think Lowry's better. That's nothing against him. But the beauty of this whole thing, Jake, as you're alluding to, is there isn't overlap in their skill set. They're different. They're all different. And when you can have stars and really good players that have different skills that don't overlap, my goodness, you become such a difficult team to guard. And I had some people texting me when it was happening saying, what does this mean? Are they getting rid of Walker Kessler? I was like, heavens no. Why would they do that? I said, this only adds to their shot blocking abilities and their defensive needs that can now be met. And, it doesn't solve all your defensive problems. I think you still need a great wing defender. But those guys you can find. These guys are harder to find. This guy's 6'11" with a 7'4" wingspan, and he's 26 years old. And he comes from championship DNA. So it's super cool. So, Jake, that's a really good point. You can have two stars on a team, and if those skills overlap, it kind of minimizes what they could be.
Yeah, how do you expect to see this work out? Do you think there's going to be a consistent rotation, or do you think Will Hardy's really going to go night to night and be able to say, well, tonight I think it's Jaren Jackson Jr. and Lauri Markkanen, or tonight it's Lauri and Walker, or tonight maybe it's even Walker and Jaren Jackson Jr. together and a little less Lauri. The versatility is really actually pretty intriguing once you understand Will Hardy's got a little bit of the mad scientist thing going.
Yeah. Are you asking me about the rest of this year, or are you asking me about
next year?
Next year?
No, I don't. The rest of this year is not going to matter, I don't think, Mike.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm glad. It's a good problem to have. I think of championship teams is who I think of when you ask a question like that. And like Popovich didn't tinker around with lineups, and, neither did Phil Jackson. He kind of stayed. But during a game, like the ability to adjust on your feet, that's one of the greatest qualities you can have as a coach. See the game as it's happening. See the game as matchups present themselves. Not just the necessitated moves when somebody's in foul trouble or somebody's killing you and you got to make a move, but the other ones that force the hand of the opposition. We're going to go this way, and we're going to play Lauri at this position, and we're going to get bigger right now against them and force them to adjust to us. I love those things. I don't know what Will do. It just feels like most teams that go on to win titles kind of stay consistent. And then people fall into those roles and timing of when they come into a ball game. And that's all good. Like there's enough variables during the season when you do have to adjust that they'll be able to. But I love the ability to adjust.
What do you think about what it cost the Jazz to get Jaren Jackson?
Well, tell me what it cost them.
What, 3 firsts, 2 really young players. I mean, I know everybody loves Slow-Mo and Gorgeous George, but those were just throw-ins. I mean, you talk about Taylor Hendricks, Walt Clayton, and 3 firsts. I mean, it's, I saw some people online who was like, the Jazz got him for nothing. And it's like, well, that's not really true, but that doesn't mean it was a bad deal either.
Well, if those were your only 3 picks and your only 2 young studs, then I would say, wow, that was a big move or a gutsy move. But the fact that they have a cupboard full of picks and, a lot of talent in the last 3 years that they've accumulated, I really feel like they kind of had to choose, between Bryce and Taylor and between Clayton and Collier and, whether or not to keep Cody. And, it was feeling that way. That's, to me, an insider, but not on the inside, if that makes sense. Like I'm privy to certain things, but not everything. But mostly I'm there. So I see every game. I'm watching every game. I'm, diagnosing everyone's abilities and what their future trajectory might be, at least in my own mind. And I just kind of felt like those things became more clear in the last 4 months. I think it was very unclear at the start of the season if you were to say, we're going to stay going forward with these 3 or 4, and if we have a chance to move these 2 or 3, we might. I don't think any of that was clear. I think it's now become a little bit more clear, and that's not a knock on Clayton and Hendricks. Like who knows how good they could become. I think Walter Clayton Jr. is a winner. I think he's a gamer. I think the upside of Collier with his speed and strength is higher. And just kind of the way the year's gone, like especially the way Cody has kind of come out of his shell and playing with more confidence of late, more decisive on his cuts and his drives and his shot, you kind of say, oh, yeah, he's worth hanging on to. Like, he's young and he's long and he's probably our best wing defender. So it's not a knock on any of the other guys. And Yang and Anderson are likable, but, not difference makers.
Who already on the roster is this going to help the most, this trade?
Will Hardy 1, Lauri Markkanen 2, Keontae George 3. Just go down the list. It just gives a newfound hope. It gives a level of confidence in the organization and the management that's kind of reestablished overnight. They knew what they were doing. They didn't have a plan that was drawn out, but they certainly were sitting on the right move, and give them credit for not doing an ancillary or lateral or horizontal move at other All-Star breaks that would have amounted to nothing just to say they did something. I respect that, and I don't know, helps everybody. You could see it last night. You could see it last night in their demeanor. You could hear it in the voices of Bowler and Thurl and Alema and me, and I didn't hear the radio telecast or broadcast, but you could just tell. It was like an injection of life. We're going to be good. And I don't know. Jake knows this because I'm on his show in the evenings and we talk about it, but I often will quote the Houstons and the OKCs that 4 and 5 years ago were winning 18 and 20 and 22 games. And, then OKC's the cream of the crop. But it's 4 years ago they won 22 games. It was just time and an injection of something. So I always kept saying that's the blueprint, not that you have to model that. But, draft somebody that becomes a star. That's probably Keontae. It's Jalen Williams for them. You trade for a star. It was Lowry for us. It was Shea for them. Go trade for another star. Okay, I don't know who it is for them. They drafted Chet. That's probably their other star. And now go make a deal for a couple of, suitable, likable, role-playing studs. They got Caruso and Hartenstein. That. Those things equal championship if you can stay together. And this team has stayed together. That's a credit to Will. Will's a great communicator. He holds people accountable. He's kind of genuine. I don't feel like he's playing games. He just tells it like it is. He'll call people out. And he's an unbelievable communicator. So every player on this team has always known where they stood. And that's what you want as a player. Good news or bad news, you want to know. So anyway, long answer to your question, but I think it helps everyone.
You think the Harden deal makes Cleveland any better?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. And there is a little bit of that overlapping like you talked about with Garland and Mitchell, and now it's the same overlapping or more. I guess in their mind, if we can give the ball to James Harden, let Donovan play a little bit more off the ball and get him open shots, maybe. But Donovan is averaging 30 points, and they're a mediocre Eastern Conference team. I say mediocre. That's unfair. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're pretty mediocre.
Yeah, they're
at
pretty
the moment.
mediocre.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, they're going to finish between 3rd and 7th, probably, 4th. And if history repeats, it's a first or second round exit for them. I just don't think – I don't know who on that Cleveland team is just like a winning player. That's like the game within the game, right? Jalen Brunson is a winning player. So, like who's going to take you to a level you shouldn't get to? And I don't know who that is. Donovan's a really great basketball player. His numbers back it up. His emergence into the league made a statement. He's an all-star for a reason. Is he going to win a title? Not if he's your best player, I don't think.
Mike?
And it probably helps the Clippers. I don't know what they've won 16 of 21, right? They've won 15 of 18, lost 2 of the last 3. I don't know. I mean, certainly Harden wanted to be extended, and he was having a decent year, and I'm sure they felt like, no, let's move him and get something for it.
Weather's been warm out, Mike. You've been able to golf at all? Are the courses open?
You know what's funny? I drove down to Black Desert on Monday for a day event. That was a blast. I was in shorts and a golf shirt. It was 67 degrees. I made a tee time for Friday here in the Valley. Like, I can't even believe it. I can't believe courses are open because I'm, newer to Utah. So I'm like, this is bizarre. But I guess it's bizarre to everyone. They keep telling me. But I am hosting in September my first ever charity annual golf event at Black Desert on September the 1st. I'll give you more and more information later, but if you know me and want to be a part of it, you should reach out to me. I have room for 30 foursomes. 9 of those are already gone in 2 weeks. And it's just going to be a fantastic day. Every participant, not winners, every participant gets a brand new Callaway Quantum driver. Every participant will get gear from Primo. Every participant will get an AI Odyssey dual putter. And then the prizes, when you win, are like through the roof. There's a closest to the pin for some custom wedges by my friend Corey Paul. He makes the most beautiful wedges. But like, just to give you an example, first place, if you won first place, all 4 players get to walk over to the Callaway tent, which will be there with Brian House, the rep, and all of their gear, and get to order themselves a brand new set of custom irons or whatever, the equivalent of $2,500. And you can just go 500 less for second place, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and down the road. Like, you could finish 5th place and still be at, I think it's $1,000 per player in gear. So let's say you wanted 3 fairway woods, you'd get it right there. They'd be drop shipped to your house in a week. It's going to be fantastic, and the beneficiary of my tournament is a unplanned pregnancy help clinic in Salt Lake City called Charis, and Charis is the Greek word for kindness in life, and they're just an amazing group of people, and so I'm touched by them. My wife is adopted, and I'm so grateful for her parents who chose not to end that pregnancy, which was probably ill-advised. Way back when. And so my sweetheart and our kids are all, because someone made the decision to have that child. And Karis wants to build a new facility in Utah County, and all of the proceeds from my tournament are going to go towards the building of that new building. So I'm fired up about it. I've dreamt about it for a lot of years. I've never done it, and I'm going to start this September. So
I got to tell you,
In future little radio engagements, I'll give you the website and what you need to know, because it is some time off. But if you do know me or can get in touch with me, please reach out and say, save me a foursome, because I will.
If I had that $2,500 prize money, I would get it straight mid-level golf balls. Like, give me $2,500 worth of pinnacles.
$1 ball.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Jake, you can. Like, the prize for winning first is $2,500 of whatever from Callaway. If you want it all in their Chrome Tour ball, you can.
No, I don't want nice ones though, Mike. I don't want nice ones
ball.
Because if I lose nice balls, I feel bad. Yeah. I just want run of the mill. I just want Callaway to give me their defective ones or something.
They have different levels of balls, just like Titleist and TaylorMade does.
Have them give me their well ball, whatever that is. Yeah, that's all I want. So I don't shed a tear every time I lose one. That's all I'm looking for.
You are hilarious, but you're kind of ask Ben, and I'm super excited about it. So,
Mike, thank you for jumping on with us. We appreciate it,
Thanks,
buddy.
Mike.
Good luck.
Go Jazz. See you guys tomorrow night.
See you, Mike. That's our buddy Mike Smith.
I'm curious how quickly we will see Jaren Jackson make his debut. That trade being official already, they've got to do physicals, et cetera, but that they announced it before the deadline, which is tomorrow, which is when I thought they would have waited, is kind of surprising to me. Teams wait, so if there are other moving pieces that need to get brought in, maybe you can get other financial benefits or whatever. For that to not happen was a little surprising.
I always think when you hear about waiting, for that situation, like remember when Doc Rivers kidnapped, who was it?
Was it?
It was the center,
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah.
You never know what can happen.
No,
if
absolutely.
You,
I do wonder if the Jazz were just like, handshake
let's just
now.
do it.
Let's do it. I bet you Penn State wishes they had gotten Kalani's name on paper.
Yeah,
before letting him go back and talk to BYU one more time.
When you play those games, it can get a little
hairy.
It can get a little hairy.
Yep.
All right, thanks to Mike for jumping on with us. We've got What You Got Wednesday coming up next. Stay tuned. Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What's that? Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
1, 2, 3, move it.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake's got rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around. Flush it down, flush it down.
Jacob Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Hey, join Scotty G live on Friday from noon to 3, hanging out with the good folks at Bar W Beef and The Grill, 2264 Main Street in Nephi. Go hang out with our guy, Scotty G. It is time for What You Got Wednesday, where Ben and I go head-to-head on 2 5-selection drafts, and then we put it out for a vote. Christian, what was the results of last week's game?
Last week, players who should have stayed with one team. Jake, you won 52-48, and movies based on history, Ben won 63-37.
Okay, so Ben has the first selection in the sports one, and I have the first selection in the other one. Is that right? All right. What is today's sports-related draft?
Let's go with best Jarens or Jacksons in sports.
Why? Oh, right, the trade. Makes total sense. Obvious number one pick?
Yes.
Give me Super Tecmo Bo Jackson. Is that the obvious choice?
Yes.
I don't have a marker on me today, so there will be no whiteboard.
I'm going to go with Phil Jackson.
Okay. Interesting. Probably not where I would have gone. In fact, I didn't have him on my board.
Best NBA coach of all time? I don't know why he wouldn't be.
No, you're right. Pretty okay player.
11 NBA championships?
Yeah. I was thinking player, but I think that's a good call. No question about it. All right, I will go with Mr. 44 himself, one of the greatest Yankees players of all time, 3 home runs on 3 pitches, whatever that was, 1970, whatever. Reggie Jackson. Cool player. Reggie Jackson.
MVP quarterback Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, good pick. Probably the best player we've drafted so far. Reggie was very good, but
Lamar Jackson.
Athlete, Lamar is
better than Bo Jackson? I don't think so.
You don't think Lamar Jackson's been a better NFL player than Bo Jackson?
Better athlete?
Not a better athlete, but that's Danny Ainge is a better athlete than a lot of these guys, but better career, Lamar, no question about it. All right, I'll go with Deshaun Jackson, who was an speaking of best athletes I've ever seen, he might be one of the best athletes we've seen, but doesn't get a ton of love.
All right, I'm going to go with kind of a funny one. I'm going to go with Tom Jackson, Chris Berman's sidekick for NFL Primetime, who was also a linebacker for the Broncos.
Okay. Sure.
But he was the one who could. He was the only one who could stomach being next to Chris Berman for all those years.
Yeah.
Deserves an award.
So announcer, that's fine. That's cool.
He was a linebacker.
It's in sports. Okay, and it's in sports, regardless. Even if you know him as the play-by-play guy, that's fine. All right, I will go with Jaren Jackson Jr., who you have previously drafted, and I made fun of you for drafting.
Yeah, you didn't even know he played. He was a salty 2-guard in the league for a long time.
Give me Jaren Jackson Jr. over Senior, but I'll take Jaren Jackson Senior.
Is this my last one? Oh, I've got 2 more. I'll take Jaren Jackson Jr. Why not?
Okay. Little on the nose.
That's all right.
That's fine. This is my last one. All right. I'll go local favorite. I'll go Jaren Hall. Kind of the only other Jaren that matters when it comes to sports. Kind of. I'll ask about something later.
All right, I'm going to go with, God, what was his girlfriend's name? Tony Braxton's ex, Jim Jackson.
Okay. Like one of the weird, great journeymen of all time in NBA history, if he played in today's era, would be in such high demand as a good 3-and-D wing.
He's on TV now, and he's always had the face for television.
Yeah, for sure. Good-looking guy.
Kind of a pretty boy.
Handsome boy, for sure.
Jim Jackson.
Yeah, for sure. No question about it. Good player. On some good teams. We could have drafted Jaren Collins, but his spelled Jarron instead of Jaren. But I think it probably would have been okay. He just wasn't that good of a player.
I thought about Olympus High star point guard Mark Jackson.
Okay. Also, most hated jazz man of all time, Mark Jackson.
Different person?
Different person.
Yes. That Mark Jackson did not go to Olympus High School.
No, he did not. Also, Ricky Jackson, the corner for the Saints forever, right? Good player. Anyways.
Remember Michael Jackson, the receiver for the Browns?
I do, yeah. Not the musician.
No.
Fewer Jacksons than I maybe thought. And you didn't want to get into like Reggie Jackson, the NBA player. Or Bobby Jackson won Sixth Man of the Year on those cool Kings teams. Bobby was kind of cool.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
What is today's...
Recap.
Oh, recap. Go ahead, Christian.
Recap. Ben had the number 1 pick. He went Bo Jackson, Reggie Jackson, Deshaun Jackson, Jaren Jackson Sr., and Jaren Hall. Jake went Phil Jackson, Lamar Jackson, Tom Jackson, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Jim Jackson.
You might just win because of Jaren Jackson Jr. But I do like getting Bo at the top of my list.
All right, what is the not sports-related topic?
Best Catherine O'Hara movies.
Movies or TV shows included?
I think we can include all media.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
And you have the number 1 pick, or I have the number 1 pick?
I think I do. Is there an automatic number 1 pick?
I actually don't think there is.
I don't either. I'm going to go with Best in Show.
Okay. She is low-key, what I realize is kind of the star of so many of these movies. Even though they're not about her,
she's in them.
She not only steals the show, it kind of seems like they realize while they're filming that this person is so funny, we're going to get them on camera as much as possible, and they're going to be major, major pieces. I will go then with Home Alone, who she is kind of the crux of the movie. Obviously, it's about Kevin and the robbers, but her journey home is really the major, major kind of storyline that moves the movie forward. So give me Home Alone.
All right. Man, I feel like I'm going to stack a lot of these movies up, but whatever. I'll take A Mighty Wind.
Okay.
Which, A Mighty Wind and Best in Show might be one of those, whichever one you saw first you like better.
Yeah.
But still both funny movies.
My second one I'll go with Beetlejuice, which also, like Home Alone, is about her desire to find a new home. And that's not what Home Alone's about, but she wants to move to the suburbs to open up her art life, to really expand her mind when it comes to making her artwork. So she moves into the house of Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin, where Beetlejuice is.
My 4-year-old would be mad if I didn't take this. I'm going to go with The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay. Yeah, good one.
She was the voice of Sally.
She plays Sally. It's great. Really amazingly good in it. All right, I will go with another Christopher Guest. I'll go with Waiting for Guffman, which is also hilarious. They're the local the local production of a play. They think they're getting a writer from, is it the Washington Post? Speaking of being in the news today, whatever. They think they're getting a big critic coming in, and that's what the whole movie's about.
All right, I'll take her television performance in SCHITT''S Creek.
It's Creek.
It's Creek.
The Creek.
We don't need to get in trouble. Not worth it.
Yeah, and but it is amazing, and really kind of seemed like it didn't revitalize her career. I don't think her career was ever gone, but reminded a lot of people of how funny she was. And again, a huge, as Moira carried that show. All right, I will go with the movie I really like, and she plays the funny, I believe, stepmother in it. I'll go with Orange County with Tom Hanks' kid. Good Jack Black performance. He's the stoner brother. stepbrother, trying to get into Stanford. They forget to mail off his transcripts. Orange County, very
You
funny.
picked that movie a bunch,
I
and
have.
I do not care for that movie.
I really like it. Very funny.
Let's see. Where do I want to go? Man, I didn't even know she was in this movie, but I'll take it anyway because I love it and am nostalgic about it. Dick Tracy.
Oh, I didn't know she was in Dick Tracy either.
Remember Dick Tracy
I
with
do.
Warren Beatty?
Yeah.
I have to find out who she was, but apparently she was in Dick
How did
Tracy.
they not re-rack Dick Tracy? How has that not been remade?
I don't know.
With all the comic book movies that are out, how has somebody not just stepped into that role? That's interesting. Because you could do it probably pretty well now. All right, I will go with a personal favorite of mine. I don't know how many people have seen it. Probably a lot of people. She does voice work again. Monster House. Which is really about the kids and being afraid of the house across the street, but she does play the mom in it. But it's a good Steve Buscemi role. But yeah, give me Monster House.
Okay. Never seen it.
That's good. Recap.
Is it?
Grew up watching it.
Yeah, it's kind of actually scary. It's kind of a scary one for kids.
Jake, you had the number one pick. You went Best in Show, A Mighty Wind, The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Creek Show, and Dick Tracy.
The Creek Show.
Ben went Home Alone, Beetlejuice, Waiting for Guffman, Orange County, and Monster House.
You might win both of these. We'll see. I might win with Bo Jackson on the first one.
Bo knows what you got Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. We'll wrap up the show. Coming up next, Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Whether it's the Jazz, Utes, Cougars, or Aggies, these guys have got you covered.
Time to eat, fellas.
You're locked on to Jake Scott and Ben Anderson
1, 2, 3, move it.
on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Two amigos on the airwaves, talking sports. They got it made, Jackson also loves his tie-dye. Ben's got style with his scarf. Oh my.
This one's for Jake and Ben. Interesting, you get a broken humerus, Jake, the weekend after one Hans Olsen is no longer subject to HR enforcement. Mighty suspicious. Blink twice through those beautiful Tom Fords. If you need help, we'll be watching on YouTube. Take care, guys.
My friend Jake, this is Dan, longtime listener. I am sorry to hear about your humorous break. What's funny is humorous, funny. I had just walked out of a anatomy class that I help aid, and this week we're reviewing with our students anatomical bones in the arms and legs. So, quick lesson for you. There are two necks of the humerus. There's the anatomical neck and the surgical neck, and I would bet dollars to donuts that you broke the surgical neck of the humerus. I hope that both your humerus and your groin heal quickly and that you get back to feeling funny about it. Best of luck, quick healing.
Wow, thank you, Daniel. Thank you for the well wishes and the education there. And Jason, who submitted the first one, pure coincidence, I assure you. I know I teased Hans a lot throughout our years together, but he did not, in fact, beat me up. No.
Okay. Well, nobody saw the injury, so we'll see. Yeah, I guess I'll take your word for it.
Man, plenty of people saw it, trust me.
Him knowing you wore Tom Ford glasses was a real throwback.
I love that.
That's been a while. That is a dedicated listener.
People listening out there. So, no, I don't.
And where is his glasses?
I'm
He
not
can't
blinking.
see without his glasses.
I'm not blinking.
Did you crash skiing because you didn't have your glasses on?
No, I did not. That was not a thing. I did crash skiing. But anyway, if you want to use the call-in feature, we encourage you to do so. Great stuff. Just go to the KSL Sports app. You'll find it on there, and you can record whatever witty / well-wishy thing you want.
Another blockbuster trade in the NBA just came down during the break. The Dallas Mavericks are trading 10-time NBA All-Star Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and former Utah Jazz man Dante Exum to the Washington Wizards for Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-rounders. It's pretty similar to what the Jazz gave up. Jazz gave up better young talent in Walt Clayton and Taylor Hendricks than anything that the Wizards are sending the Mavericks. But the draft capital is somewhat similar, 2 first-round picks and 3 second-rounders. 3 second-rounders, probably just about the equivalent of 1 first-round pick. And I do think we actually have the details on the picks that they're sending out. Let me see if I can pull those up quickly. But, Jazz get a 26-year-old, conceivably entering his prime, who's a, defensive stalwart. The Wizards get a 32-year-old who's exiting his prime in Anthony Davis. Jazz gave up a little bit younger, but got to stay younger.
Anthony Davis is not worth 3 first-round picks. The Wizards are so dumb. What? You see these franchises just make silly mistake after silly mistake, and I don't understand how you could justify trading for Trae Young and Anthony Davis and think somehow you're going to be a competitive. I mean, Anthony Davis doesn't even play. He's in his 30s.
And he's owed a fortune.
And it's not like Trae Young wants to pass him the ball anyway. So, the Wizards are going to Wizards. Look at all the bad decisions the Kings are mulling over. I mean, it's amazing that these franchises just continue to make bad decision after bad decision.
This does make
it
more understandable. Dallas is receiving the 2026 Thunder first-round pick, which is going to be 30th, so it's basically a second round. I mean, it's the 30th pick. And a 2030 protected Warriors first-round pick, and I believe all of those picks are top 8 protected, if I remember, but I'll have to look. But I remember looking at what the Wizards could offer for certain pieces. So it's not great picks by any means. So in that sense, that's valuable. Good for Dallas, or I guess good for Washington that they're not paying a king's ransom because none of the players they're sending out matter. But on the flip side, yes, Anthony Davis makes a fortune, is not going to lead you out of this. He never plays. And
Dallas should be giving them picks.
The other side of it is, man, Dallas just traded Luka for Anthony Davis and then got this as the return.
You know how many games Anthony Davis played for the Mavericks?
How many?
29.
Yeah, I mean,
they traded Luka Doncic for 29 games.
They also got 2 lousy first-round picks. It's brutal. It's an all-time disaster. It's one of the great disastrous trades in NBA history. And I don't know if Luka's going to go win several titles. The Lakers, he may not win one ever. But you have a 25-year-old superstar in Luka, and you got 29 games out of Anthony Davis and a couple of draft picks. It's amazing to watch teams just absolutely fumble time after time after time. The Mavericks did it. Now I think the Wizards are doing it. And yeah, you commit to a rebuild. Do it right, please. It stinks. The rebuild stinks. Tanking stinks. Waiting for the draft stinks. It's fun to see young players, but man, it's inconsistent. And when you whiff, it's brutal and it feels like it's an entire setback. And the Wizards are leaving their rebuild with Alex Sarr, who I think is a pretty good player, and Bilal Coulibaly, who is a total guess still whether or not he's going to make it. Maybe Trey Johnson becomes something, but really, really nothing to show for it. None of their players, I think, are as good as what Keontae George has developed into coming out of this rebuild. We'll see what Ace Bailey can evolve into, but man, what a weird way to exit a rebuild in Washington, and I just can't say enough about how bad of a job Dallas has done compared to where they were exactly a year ago right now.
There is something worse than tanking, for sure, being organically terrible.
Yeah, there is. If you can't help it, like the Sacramento Kings, sure.
Or the Pelicans.
Yeah, right. That
or
is
the
worse.
Wizards.
No question, that's worse.
Being organically terrible.
We earned that number 4 pick.
Is way worse. And by the way, instead of feeding into, because I don't disagree with you about Sarr necessarily. I think he's a player with potential. But these vets that you're bringing in are just going to drown him out.
Yeah, they're going to step on him.
Because I've seen it in NBA locker rooms. You pull the vet thing, you step in and you swing it around, and you're the one that gets priority because you're Anthony Bleepin Davis or whatever, or Trae Young. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that I don't get it. It's not going to make Alex Sarr better. I'll tell you that.
It's not going to make the Wizards better. I mean, it's going to make the Wizards a little competitive in the East, but that's not a championship team. But that's not close to a championship team.
I don't know. Maybe in the East.
Maybe. I don't think so. Anthony Davis is going to play 50 games? Trae Young, I don't know if he helps you actually win basketball games. I don't get what they're doing.
Nope.
But that's why they're the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, they make bad decisions. That's why they're organically bad.
Yeah.
All right, stay tuned. Scotty G coming up next. We will talk to you tomorrow on the Jake and Ben Show, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.